It's time now for French Connections, our weekly look at the intricacies of life here in France. This week we're going to step away from the news and also away from the city and focus on French villages. The village remains one of the basic building blocks of French life, as Florence Villeminot is about to explain.
That's right, Haxi. There's a certain romantic postcard image of the French village, right? With the stone church and the sleepy square and the cute cafe and bakery. But what is life really like in French villages today? Well, in many ways, it's hard to generalize because there are so many of them. France has an astonishing number of villages. There are roughly 35,000 communes. So this is the smallest administrative unit. This is far more than other major European countries. And many of these villages only have a few hundred inhabitants and some fewer than 100, often with an aging population.
Now, like in other countries in the West, France's villages have seen a real decline in their populations in recent years as people seek better jobs in the cities. Many residents who remain say that life can be challenging.
That's right. Many rural residents say that everyday life involves a lot of driving, essentially. A lot of driving to access things like shopping, healthcare, and administrative services, you know, the tax office, the post office, etc. Medical access is actually one of the biggest challenges that is facing rural France today, and there is a shortage of practitioners all over all sectors, you know, doctors, dentists, specialists, etc. And actually, there's an expression that we use in French when we talk about this problem. It's called a désert médical, so a medical desert. And the expression pretty much says what the situation is. And it's important to note that this really concerns a lot of France, about 85% of French territory. So it's a big problem.
On a un cabinet tout neuf et où on peut accueillir demain les bras ouverts un dentiste. Je pense que les jeunes aujourd'hui préfèrent s'installer dans les milieux urbains.
And it's not just medical staff. Rural communities also worry about school closures and the decline of local businesses. And there's a fear of a kind of a snowball effect that ultimately turns a village into a ghost town.
Ça commence par l'école maternelle, après c'est quoi? Ça sera les écoles primaires?
Ça entraîne les commerces aussi qui ferment, petit à petit. Moins de services, moins de personnes qui utilisent le village.
Il n'y a plus la gare non plus, mais tout part. Hein.
That's worth saying, isn't it, Flo, that the obituary for France's villages has been written time and time again, every time a little prematurely.
Absolutely. For instance, in the wake of COVID, you know, there was a movement out of big cities back into French villages, and several trends really helped this. For instance, the development of remote work or lower housing prices outside of cities, and the desire for space and nature after COVID-19. So there has also, importantly, been an effort to bring services and businesses back into villages, even if it means busing them in.
C'est quelque chose d'innovant et d'aller vers les gens. Aujourd'hui, ça c'est important. De revenir dans les villages où on n'a plus rien, où il manque tant de choses.
Le but principal, de recréer du lien social. Et puis là, oui, quand on voit comment on est accueilli, oui, on peut dire que c'est une réussite.
Now, Flo, the French government has put in a number of programmes to support rural communities, and actually a lot of people count on the attractiveness of these programmes to draw in business and also tourists.
That's right, and a lot of villages actually just rely on their attractiveness point. You know, it's like how cute the village is, how pretty it is, because that will attract people. And France, it must be said, has countless cute villages, and if ever you've gone on a road trip in France, you've certainly seen this, and you're bound to have also noticed all sorts of signs and labels boasting the wonderful attributes of the French village that you're entering as you drive into it. For instance, there's the village fleuri, which you might see these signs with different flowers. You have 1, 2, 3, or 4 flowers indicating just how plant-friendly and flower-friendly the village is. You've also got the village préféré des Français, so this is apparently villages that French people prefer, and it must be said a lot of villages brag about being the #1 preferred village of French people. And there's also a very prestigious Les Plus Beaux Villages de France. So this is a list of about 180 villages published each year that indicates basically the prettiest villages across the country. And they're selected according to heritage and preservation criteria. And villages that get this label say it can really change things for the local life there.
C'est une fierté d'être parmi les 180 villages les plus beaux de France. Il y a des milliers de villages en France, dans les 180 les plus beaux. Depuis hier, je suis très ému sur ce sujet.
Pour moi, le label, il rapporte vraiment, il nous ramène vraiment du monde et des gens qui ont envie de découvrir. C'est l'opportunité aussi de pouvoir dégager du chiffre d'affaires aussi.
So a number of villages rely on their beauty to draw visitors, others on their names, and there can be some rather intriguing ones.
That's right, and these are a great national treasure. I could do a whole show on this theme, but some of the champions that have caused a lot of giggling throughout generations on the roads, you can see some of them there. You have mon cul, my bottom, bourré, drunk. Some are great for Anglophones like condom, and there are other ones that have a dark humor, for instance, angoisse, anxiety. The locals there are called les angoissés, the anxious. And you also have cute ones as well. For instance, there's bisou, kiss. Now, locals say that having these kind of funny names is actually something they're kind of proud of.
Alors comment vous le vivez d'être angoissé?
Je le vis très bien.
Vous avez jamais été voir un psy?
Ah non, jamais, jamais, jamais du tout. J'en ai même pas besoin.
Quelque part, c'est une petite notoriété. Parce que on se fait voler nos panneaux. Ils sont tout neufs, ceux-là.
Now, bisou is very cute. I have experienced this myself. My French family comes from a place called Loche, the slang word for boobs, which never gets old.
And I got married near condom.
There you go.
So there you go, Flo. Flo Vimino with today's French Connections. Thank you very much. Now, that is all the time we have for today's show, but please do check out previous episodes. They can be found on our website, france24.com.